Hello, everybody. It's Barbara, and welcome to Pick a Stack Wednesday. We're starting off with a little golden singing bell here. This charges up the cards, the crystals, me, and everybody listening to or watching this video. Why do we want to be charged up? So our frequency is higher. And when your frequency is higher, you feel better. So keep your frequency high. With sound, with crystals, with eating the right foods, which are the high frequency foods, high pH foods, natural foods, and drink lots of water. If you are new to Pick a Stack Wednesday, this is what we do here. Your mission is to think of an idea, an issue, or a question, and it can pertain to yourself, your loved ones, your family, your community, the whole world. And then you choose 1 stack, 2 stacks, or 3 stacks. This is stack 1, stack 2, and stack 3. Each stack is hidden under a box, so we are encouraging you to use your intuition when you pick the stacks. And each stack consists of 2 tarot cards from 2 different decks, 1 oracle card, and a crystal, and each stack tells a story. In the background today, we have this beautiful portal piece. This is made by our friend Mike. This is an oak wood knot on an elm base with clear quartz points. And I chose it because I love this whole portal effect it has. And it's like we're looking through here into a whole different universe. I love that. That piece is for sale in my shop. And then, of course, we have a bunch of clear quartz points. We have a corundum ruby, which is fabulous. I'm going to bring that closer. Look at the rubies in there. Oh my gosh, this piece is amazing. And then we have this geode here, which has some deep red in it. I could just eat that, and look at all the sparkles. Yes, those pieces are for sale. So, shall we get started? Let's do that. If you chose stack number 1, your crystal is sparkle quartz. Sparkle quartz. So this is regular quartz that has been sort of crushed a little to make all these little cracks, and it makes it more sparkly. And it's not just pretty. I mean, it attracts a lot of fairies, yes, but also because it's quartz, it can store energy, amplify it, focus it, transmit it, transform it, balance it, and absorb it. Quartz is amazing. And when I was talking earlier about raising your frequency, the quartz family crystals are all high frequency. So carrying one on your person is a good idea. Having it in your pillowcase can help with healing, sleeping. It can help you with sleeping better. If your frequency is really low, you might have a hard time sleeping with it because it's going to try and raise your frequency, and that might make you stay awake. So if you're having a hard time sleeping, maybe putting a piece of howlite in your pillowcase would be better, but maybe you use this during the day. So this helps raise your frequency, bring your aura back into balance. It's really good for healing, like I said. It can also balance the 2 halves of the brain. Now, why is that important? Because the left side is your logical, analytical, masculine side, and your right side is the feminine. I like things that smell good, pretty, flowy side of the brain. And we want to have a balance in that. Each person should have a balance of masculine and feminine energies inside themselves, whether that's physically or spiritually. And this can help with that. Okay, so we've got a lot of quartz here today because all these pieces are quartz. There's quartz. And now we have this sparkle quartz. So we're raising the frequency of the whole world as we're doing this. How cool is that? Okay, so your first card is from the Spirit Song Tarot deck. And we get card number 19. That comes down to a 1. And this is the Sun card. And in this deck, it is represented by a fabulous hummingbird. And the hummingbird and the sun are all about energy and joy. Hummingbird and dolphin are the two animals that really, really bring the joy to us. If you have a hummingbird feeder and you're watching through the window or you're outside with them, you can't help but feel joy as they're coming by, and they're so beautiful and iridescent, and their little wings are just going, so super fast, and it's super joyful. Same thing with dolphins. As you watch them jumping out of the water or swimming in their pod, it just brings this sense of joy, and you can't even describe the way it feels or why. It just is. And that's what this card is all about. There's joy in your life. You might not even know there's joy in your life. So many things are changing right now. And what we used to find joyful, maybe we don't, and we're finding new things joyful. Like, I've been talking to people, and a lot of people are cleaning their houses like they haven't been cleaned in 10 years. And they're actually finding joy in doing it. I'm one of those people. Every time I fill my garbage can, I feel this sense of joy. And it's like, this is so weird, because 5 years ago, I would never have found joy in getting rid of some of this stuff. But I'm finding joy in giving things away. I'm finding joy in throwing away stuff that nobody can use or would want. I'm finding joy in putting things out on the curb so people can just take it. You can find joy just by staring up at the stars at night. So there's this whole thing about joy coming in, or that's not right. It's not the joy coming in. It's finding the joy in things that you have right now or that you're doing right now. Okay, not the joy that's out there a ways. The joy that's here right now, or finding joy in the things you're doing right now. Hopefully that makes sense. We're going to add to that a card from the Angel Tarot deck, and it's the King of Earth. So far we've got a major arcana, and now we've got a king. Very powerful. The King of Earth. Earth, Pentacles. This is very grounded. This is slow moving. So the King of Earth, right now, this card, my guides are talking about this card in the way of like, you've got everything you need, but you need to make sure that you're taking care of the people. You're sharing, you're being generous. You're kind of like I was just talking about, cleaning the house and giving things away and putting them on the curb and throwing stuff away that really, isn't of any good to anybody. I mean, I recycle as much as possible. Actually, I could have 2 recycle bins and half of a garbage bin, because I recycle so much. But that's what this card is all about, is you've made it, you've done all the work. Here you are at the top, and it doesn't mean you can't go higher, okay? It just means you've made it, but now make sure that you're sharing with the community, or sharing with the family, or just sharing with strangers even. And you're going to find joy in it. Like I was saying, I find joy in giving things away. So this card, like it says at the top, and I don't like going by the words on the cards because I like going by what my guides are pointing out. But this is responsibility and practicality. It's material things, but it's being sensible about those material things, about sharing them, about being generous to those who don't have all the cool things that you have. It doesn't mean you have to give everything away, but if it makes you feel better, go for it. But if you have that jungle gym in your backyard that you're no longer using, find somebody that can use it. I'm very fortunate in that I had a whole bunch of Halloween decorations that I wanted to get rid of, and they're actually going to an assisted living facility. And that warms my heart so much that, they'll find joy. Here's the joy card. They'll find joy in the receiving of something I've donated. And my favorite part is nobody needs to know it came from me. So we're going to add to that a card from the Sacred Spirit reading deck. And it's card number 4, Awakened Spirit, Desire to Change. And let's see if we can put that right there. Yes, we can. All right, let me grab the book. Let's see what card number 4 says. Helping others. I love it. Oh my goodness. You may be feeling lost and confused about your life, relationships, family, or social connections, including your employment. So many people have come to me and said those very words. This is a time when making meaningful experiences is a priority, as you can no longer fathom wasting time on greedy, materialistic, or ego-based principles. The question of why comes to the forefront of almost every experience as you search for meaning and validity for your soul's experience here on earth. So right now, your spirit seeks freedom. Confined by restrictive interactions and outdated ideals, it's important to understand the connection between your physical body and your spiritual self. This deep connection is the soul's expanding awareness into seeing a broader and bigger picture in life. Health challenges can occur now as you go through this phase of spiritual improvement. And I just want to add that a lot of times we have these health issues because we're working on shedding that which no longer serves us, and our body is trying to catch up with our spirit. Okay, so that's why we may have chest congestion, or we may have digestion issues, or pains in our legs and our back, because our body is trying to catch up with what your spirit is doing. And so the best thing that you can do in those circumstances is just listen to your body and ask it what it needs. It doesn't need to go to the doctor necessarily. Maybe it just, if it's a digestion issue, well, push that stuff out, some lemon juice and baking soda and a cup of water, you're good. That'll clean you out. Growing impatience with materialistic people, social media, and news programs continually highlight the world's imbalance of peace and harmony. Humanitarian efforts are supported now. Donating time, effort, and energy into community programs or groups and implementing healthy and greener alternatives into your life will bring you new opportunities, creating a supportive, healthier lifestyle. So that card goes right along with what I was talking about. And I just wanted to look up the date that this was published. So if this was published in 2019, it was probably written in 2018. And it's just interesting that this card comes up because it's so spot on with everything that's going on in the world right now. So that is stack number 1. If you chose stack number 2, your stone is red calcite. And this is a tumble. Red calcite amplifies and cleanses energy from the environment, restoring motivation and accelerating growth and development. It can help raise your consciousness, link to higher spiritual states, and awaken psychic abilities. It can help stimulate your will, removing blockages for moving forward. Physically, it's also good for dissolving pain, lowering blood pressure, assisting in treating disorders of the lower limbs and joints, and it can harmonize the body's ability to assimilate calcium, and that's good for all the calcites. Doesn't matter what color it is. It's very good for anything calcium related, so bones, teeth, etc. So that is your stone, red calcite. And your first card is from the Spirit Song Tarot. And it is the Seven of Crystals. This deck calls the Earth or Pentacle suit the crystal suit. So this is also known as the Seven of Earth or the Seven of Pentacles. This is materialism. This is physical things. And it's represented in this deck by the aardvark, which, you know, in the picture is really, really cute. I mean, look at that. So this is all about, you know, being on the path that you're on. If you think about your path going from 1 to 10, 7 means, you know, you're just about 3/4 of the way to your goal. But it also talks about how, since you're not at the end of that path yet, you have options. So it's like your path could have forks in the road. And maybe you're at a fork in the road and you have options. Okay, so maybe you can turn left. Maybe you can turn right. Maybe you can go up or down. But this is saying that wherever you're at, whatever cycle you're in, whatever mission you're on, there's potential options. Okay, let's see what we can add to that from the Angel Tarot deck. And we have the King of Air. We have another king. In stack number 1, we had a king, and now in stack number 2, we have a king. Isn't that interesting? And it's the King of Air, also known as the King of Swords. In this deck, it would be the King of Feathers. So this is the king. Air is all about the mental body. It's about thinking, about tactics and strategy and analyzing. You can be objective, but it's about the mental body and about communicating whatever's going on. So this king, if you look, these are all unicorns. There's a whole bunch of unicorns behind him. And so it's like he's leading a group. It doesn't have to be an army, but he's leading a group. And a leader needs to have the ability to speak and to speak well and to have the mental capacity to answer questions quickly or to formulate plans, not just quickly, but also creatively. So you're taking the Seven of Earth, so very grounded, and you're adding the King of Air, which is quick-witted and thinking, and, you know, like it says here, diplomatic. This is somebody who can lead the people. This is somebody who, you know, he hasn't necessarily been there, done that for everything, because depending on how he got to be king, you know, he could be born into it. But if he's born into it, they're usually raised in a certain way that's different than the rest of us servants. So there's a leader here, but it's also about being grounded and having options on your path. So you've definitely made it, just like in stack number 1. You're up there, but you're more of the communicator. Stack number 1 was more about sharing the resources. Stack number 2 is all about leading or speaking or doing something creatively and yet being grounded and being on the right path. And this is saying you are on the right path. So if that was part of your question, just know that the answer is yes, you are on the right path, but you still have options because you're at level 7 out of 10. You haven't reached the final destination yet, but you have the ability to, because you have everything you need to be to work as a leader. Okay, so let's see what the Sacred Spirit deck adds to that, and it's living light energy. Now, what's interesting about this, we had the 7 of crystals here. This is card number 25, which adds up to 7. So here's another 7. This talks about being on the right path again. And this is seeing the beauty in life. And what I find interesting about that card is way back in the day, I remember going to Oh my gosh, I think it was the Ordway in the Twin Cities. We were going to a concert, and it was in the winter, and we went through St. Paul, and all the trees were lighted, and it was so beautiful. And so I see that image in the background. It's like it's a tree that's all lighted, and it reminds me of that event when we were in in St. Paul, and saw all these beautiful trees lighted up at night, and it was clear and crisp and dark, and then we had those beautiful trees, and it just everything felt so alive. So this is living light energy. And everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. You're energy, I'm energy. The air we breathe is energy. Emotions and sounds and animals and things, crystals, everything is energy. So all energy pulses with a divine signature. And plants and animals also resonate with living light energy. The very state of their being, biologically unaltered, is an open receptacle to living light energy, with creation in all forms stemming from its divine beauty. Opening yourself to receive living light energy requires only an open heart that wishes to be balanced and harmonized with universal flow and the divine source of all that is. Whole and complete, this energy now awaits you to integrate and unify your heart into an all-love energy. Right now, see the beauty in life. The simplicity of nature and its divine elegance will encourage you to reset your mind into the present moment. Now, I just want to point out, and I've said this before, that all the big box stores, they're pushing Christmas. And that is to make you not live in the present moment. Living in the present moment is thinking about today, not Christmas, which is more than a month away. So even like winter, I went into a store last week and they had bikinis next to parkas. Talk about not living in the present moment. It's not bikini weather and it's not parka weather. It's not even close to either one of those. And yet that's what's on the racks. So living in the present moment, today it's a flannel shirt. It's not a bikini and it's not a parka, and it's definitely not both. So live in the present moment. All energy is recycled. Know that now you are changing your attitude in life, soon to emerge from the deep slumber of transformation. Surround yourself with living energy such as plants, crystals, or minerals to support your light body through this powerful transition. And I just want to point this out too. Surrounding yourself with minerals. That means eating healthy food with good nutrients in them. But also, if you can take a bath, adding minerals to the water, putting crystals in the water, the right crystals, okay? There's some that don't do well in water, like never put selenite in there, but putting crystals in the water, meditating while you're in the bath so that you can absorb those minerals. Himalayan pink salt, 84 minerals and nutrients. Throw some of that in your bath and meditate and talk to your body and say, hey, we need to absorb these minerals. That can go a long way to helping you be healthy. All right, that was stack number 2. If you chose stack number 3, your stone is Vesuvianite. Vesuvianite is green. And this is very protective. It can help bring physical, emotional, financial, and spiritual stability and growth into your life. I don't know why, but I feel like putting it right there, right in the portal. It symbolizes personal growth, spirituality, loyalty, strength, positive energy, and creativity. It is the go-to stone for people suffering from chronic depression. A lot of that going on right now. A deep sense of guilt, regret, because it relieves all of these by slowly enabling you to climb out of darkness. So if you are in or have been in your dark night of the soul, this is a really good stone to carry with you, to meditate with, to sleep with. People who have lost hope in life and do not look forward to the future anymore can use Vesuvianite to awaken in them the spirit to appreciate and live life with full zeal and zest. Yeah, we should probably be spreading this around all over the place. Okay, your first card is from the Spirit Song Tarot deck, and we have another major arcana. This is the very first card. It's card number 0, and it's the Traveler. In other decks, this is called the Fool card. This is the very, very first card on the hero's journey. And if you don't know, the major arcana, which is 22 cards in the tarot deck, is basically the hero's journey all laid out. This is the first step. It's taking that leap of faith. It's going on a new adventure. It's doing something totally new in your life, like quitting your job, and you don't even have a new one yet, but you're like, I know the universe is going to bestow upon me the perfect job for me, and I'm not worried about money. Or it could be, you know what? I'm finally ready to date. It could be something, as simple as you're getting a new vehicle. But this shows, because it's the very first card, it's a major message from the universe. And if you haven't already received the opportunity for this, it means it's coming. And I just have to point out, look at the picture of the card and look at the portal right behind it. How cool is that? It's kind of the same image. We're going to add to that a card from the Angel Tarot, and oh my goodness, you get the Ace of Air. So this card speaks of new beginnings, and this card speaks of new beginnings. So this is your affirmation for this. It's like if you didn't believe the Traveler card, well, here you go. Here it is in another form. And this is the Ace of Air. It doesn't mean you're going to be flying, but it could. But this is communication. It's creativity. It's speaking. It's speaking your truth. It's flying. There's so much here, but it's all about this new divine beginning for you. Maybe you're starting over. Yay, you. This is very, very powerful. And actually, I have to say all 3 stacks now have been very powerful. We've had major arcanas, we've had kings. But this speaks of a totally new beginning, like totally new. This is a 0 and this is a 1, but what's really interesting is I was awakened this morning at 5:55 and like very abruptly awakened. And so this is sort of like the equivalent of a 555. That means a big change is coming. So if it's not something that you're working on, you might be surprised when it comes in. And it's so funny because sometimes people contact me and they'll say, I watched your pick a stack and I picked stack number 3 and it said this new thing was coming in and I wasn't even expecting it, but I got this new fabulous job. Or I met the person of my dreams. And I loved hearing that because that's what this stack is all about. Something new and fabulous coming in. So let's see what the Sacred Spirit reading deck has to say. Card number 14. Remember I said I woke up this morning at 5:55? Well, 14 is a 5. So here's your 5. This says energy signature. The past is in the present. Often you may find yourself saying, I have felt this before, or I recognize this, but I'm not sure why. Currently, you are being asked, to read the energy of this issue and the people surrounding the circumstances. You must shine a spotlight and use all your senses to remove these masks and expose the energy that is being hidden from you. Not only will you identify insincere and dishonest people, you will begin to understand patterns that you have created in your life that are not serving you to the highest and fullest. Right now, you must use your sensory and intuitive intelligence for answers. Now, that's intuitive intelligence. This means, yes, you should be meditating. You have experienced this type of energy before, but you must ask, what is it? When recognized, you can adapt and modify your behavior and actions accordingly to avoid unnecessary arguments, tension, and toxic situations in your social, work, or family environments. When practiced, reading the energy signatures of your environment becomes a built-in intuitive warning system. Prior to an issue occurring, you have the possibility of avoiding explosive exchanges, accidents, conflict, or confrontation as it becomes in line with your fight or flight response, creating self-awareness and energetic resilience. I have to laugh because when it talked about taking the masks off and exposing the people with the hidden agendas, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. I love this deck. One of the things that we need to do is use discernment in everything we do and everywhere we go. I just have to share this with you that, if you plan on going shopping on Saturday, let's say, and you can't find your keys, and they're nowhere to be found, that's the universe stopping you from leaving at that time, so that you don't meet somebody, you don't get in an accident or whatever. And so instead of getting mad or frustrated about not being able to find your keys or your car not starting or whatever, just say, thank you, universe. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for keeping me out of danger. I know you got my back and I appreciate it. So if you can take all those experiences in your life, past ones and current ones, and turn it around and find that silver lining, there is always a silver lining. Always. It's just you may not see it or you may not have seen it before. So I don't know why they wanted me to say that, but somebody must have needed to hear that as an example. But just know that if you chose stack number 3, you've got something big coming in your way. You've asked for it, and here it comes, and now you need to know, yes, you deserve it. Okay? You are worthy, and you deserve it. And it's going to be big and amazing. So, that is stack number 3. Another powerful pick-a-stack. All 3 stacks. Super powerful. I'm telling you guys, these times, if you can concentrate on the positive in your life is going to be amazing. And if you're going to concentrate on all the negative things, it's going to be more painful. Okay? Just saying. All right, so we're going to close out now. I send you blessings of love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, and all good things, because you are worthy and you deserve them all. Namaste, my beautiful soul family. I love you.